We are following some breaking news and taking you now right away to Kansas City, Missouri, where the county prosecutor is giving an update on the investigation into the Chiefs Super Bowl parade mass shooting. Let's listen.
The charges that I have today are against two separate individuals. Both of these are adults. And the first one is defendant Lindell Mays. Mr. Mays is an adult that my office has had no previous connection or communication with. And we charged him on Saturday morning. We asked for the charges in his case associated with this event to be sealed, as that investigation was so active and ongoing. So I was not at liberty to talk with you about those particular charges until this moment. And just moments ago, the court unsealed these charges, so they are in fact now public. Now today, regarding Mr. Mays, he is in custody and he faces the following charges: murder in the second degree, felony murder, the underlying felony of unlawful use of a weapon, and this is, of course, an A felony, the highest charge that Missouri has available, and it brings up to a life sentence. There are another count of unlawful use of a weapon for shooting at a person. That is the Class B felony, and the sentence range is up to 15 years on that particular count under Missouri law. And then there are two associated armed criminal action charges. Mr. Mays is being held on a $1 million bond. Now I'm going to go to the second individual that we have charged. That individual is Dominic Miller. He was also charged last night for his participation in the events that occurred last week. He is an adult and he is in custody. And again, this individual, my office has had no prior contact with this individual either. His charges are the same. That is murder in the second degree, felony murder. Again, the underlying felony for that felony murder is the unlawful use of a weapon, and that is an A felony carrying to a range up to a life sentence in the state of Missouri. A charge of unlawful use of a weapon for shooting at a person, the Class B felony, sentence range up to 15 years under Missouri law, and then again, two counts of armed criminal action. These are the unclassed felony in the state of Missouri. And though that individual is also being held on $1 million bond. Now, I would like to try and give you a brief summary of, I think, what occurred that day that led to these criminal charges. From the evidence, it appears that defendant Mays, that's the first person I read off charges on, defendant Mays was in a verbal argument with another individual. And the evidence does not reflect in these early moments that there was any prior history between these individuals, Mays and the individual he was in some kind of verbal dispute with. There was no connection to each other, those two individuals. Now, that argument very quickly escalated to Mays drawing his firearm, a handgun. Mays pulled his handgun first. Almost immediately, others pulled their firearms. Defendant Miller was one of those individuals. While both adults are charged with murder, the evidence tells us that it was Mr. Miller's firearm. Mr. Miller's firearm struck Lisa Lopez Galvin. So that's just two individuals. And I think as we all stand here, this investigation is still very, very active and ongoing, and we're going to probably quickly leave this room and go right back to that so that everybody understands what's next. But I do want you to understand, we seek to hold every shooter accountable for their actions on that day, every single one. So while we're not there yet on every single individual, we're going to get there. And you're going to have questions. You're, I'm sure, going to ask me many questions about this case. about other people's responsibility level, and we are not going to be able to answer those questions for you today. But the most important thing I want you to hear is that we are not done yet. We are not done yet. Now, normally when I stand at podiums like this, we're really just getting started, you know, because a case carries on usually for a couple of years before I can get to a disposition. But vitally important to us, there's another kind of call out, I think, to community on this particular case. I'm asking for individuals to help us who were at the rally, and they may have additional information to provide. Specifically, we're looking for individuals who suffered wounds from their trying to escape. You know, a stampede occurred as people tried to flee. Once gunfire started, there's a lot of video that's already out there showing people literally fleeing in those moments. We are aware of all of those individuals who had gunshot wounds. We are interested in anyone in the fleeing of this event that maybe fell down, you were trampled, you sprained an ankle, you broke a bone. All of those are the individuals that we'd like to hear from. And do we have a phone number yet that we could give them for them to contact? And I'm sorry about that. We were still trying to pull this part together as quickly as we could.
So the main number to homicide, 234-5043.
All right, 816-234-5043. 5043. So any individual, whether or not you report it to a hospital or not, we would like to know, you know, if you suffered additional wounds from this incident. These two are victims in the case, so that's why we would like to hear from you, and we'll go from there. All right. Okay. There are other issues today that I'm not going to go into and not going to address at this podium. That is whether or not there are additional law changes that are needed. There'll be a day for that discussion. It sure is not today and not at this podium for right now. Okay, I have spoken with the Lopez family, and they could not be here today, and certainly chose not to be here today because it is the view of their family that they want to focus on the memorial for Lisa. And I think we certainly understand that, and we want to support them in all ways that we know how to do that. But they did send a statement. I will send this statement out. It's a little bit long. I'm going to go ahead and read it to you now, but we'll send it after today's press conference so that you have their statement. On behalf of the Lopez Galvin family, we are grateful to the Jackson County Prosecutor's Office, led by Jean Peters-Baker and her amazing team of highly experienced and dedicated prosecutors. We also want to thank the Kansas City, Missouri Police Department and all other law enforcement departments involved in this investigation. The effort and dedicated hours spent to expeditiously investigate this senseless act of violence is extremely commendable. It is reassuring for our family and the entire community to know that this joint team effort has resulted in the identification of the suspects involved. Though it does not bring back our beloved Lisa, it is comforting to know that the Jackson County Prosecutor's Office and the KCPD made it a top priority to seek justice for Lisa, the other shooting victims, and those who had to witness this tragedy unfold in the Kansas City community. Like I said, we will make that available to you in just a bit, so you will have more information. Okay. If I could, just a quick moment here to give some thanks to some individuals. You know, they're not here. That's the investigative team that I've been able to work with, that all work at the direction of Chief Graves. I am so...
You have just been listening to Jackson County Prosecutor Jean Peters-Baker give an update on the investigation into the Valentine's Day deadly shooting following the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl parade. She announced that there have been second-degree murder and felony murder charges that were unsealed today against two adult men. They are Lindell Mays and Dominic Miller. What she explained is that both are being held on a $1 million bond each, that the charges carry a maximum or a possible life in prison sentence. She detailed how one of the defendants, Mays, pulled out a gun while in an argument with a person that he did not know, somebody he had no contact with before, and that almost immediately others pulled out their guns, and that it was Dominic Miller, the other defendant who was arrested and is in police custody, who fired the shot that killed Lisa Lopez Galvan, the victim, a mother and beloved DJ in that community that day.